I'm simply the latest in a line that can be traced back generations.
A new role, the steadfast devotion to duty.
Whispers from Balmoral say Princess Anne revealed something so shocking, Prince William nearly broke down in front of everyone. Could this be King Charles's final move to shake up the royal future? Rumors are swirling, and if true, everything changes. Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe for more royal drama. Balmoral Castle had always been a place of peace for the royal family, tucked away in the Scottish Highlands, surrounded by towering trees and quiet hills. But this time, the atmosphere felt different. The air was heavy with unspoken tension. Black cars began to arrive one after another, pulling up to the grand estate with silent urgency. Inside, staff peeked out from behind thick curtains, quietly murmuring to each other. Why had the entire family been summoned on such short notice? Even Princess Catherine, usually calm and composed, stepped out of the car with a look of concern on her face. Her steps were steady, but there was something in her expression, something serious.
This is about the society I hope we could and can become, right from the early days, meeting.
In the Grand Hall, portraits of former monarchs seemed to watch the scene unfold. The family slowly filled the room, taking their places around a long wooden table that had seen generations of history. Everyone waited in silence. The moment felt monumental. No one spoke, but everyone knew this wasn't just a family meeting. Something was coming, something that would leave a lasting mark on the monarchy. As Princess Anne stepped forward, the room seemed to hold its breath. Princess Anne stood tall, as she always did, strong, composed, and unwavering. But even she showed signs of emotion this time. With a steady voice, she shared a message that few in the room expected. She revealed what was said to be King Charles's final personal request, something he had shared only with those closest to him. The words carried the weight of generations, and when Anne finished speaking, the silence that followed was deafening.
It is the monarch that is the key to this, and the Constitution.
The wish? According to her, the late Queen Elizabeth had expressed her hope that Catherine would someday reign as queen, not just in name or through marriage, but as a monarch in her own right. This went far beyond tradition. Historically, the crown had passed from king to son or daughter only under certain circumstances. A queen ruling in her own capacity, while her husband lived, was almost unheard of in modern times. The revelation caught many off guard. Even those used to royal protocol seemed unsure how to respond. Eyes darted around the room. Some were stunned, others looked skeptical. But everyone knew that what had just been shared had the power to change everything they thought they knew about the monarchy's future. Prince William sat in stillness, but his face said more than words ever could.
Not just interest, but of service, of understanding. The way that people and community...
As Princess Anne finished speaking, he turned slightly toward Catherine. His eyes lingered on her, full of questions. Had she known about this wish before today? If so, why hadn't she said anything? And if not, what did this mean for both of them? He gripped the edge of the table tightly. It wasn't anger or confusion, just the sheer weight of the moment pressing down on him. This wasn't just about duty or title anymore. It was about a future being shaped in real time. For years, he had been preparing for the role of king. But now, the idea of sharing or even stepping aside in favor of Catherine brought a whirlwind of emotions. Loyalty to his father, respect for tradition, and love for his wife all collided. Observers later said they saw him holding back tears. And if that's true, it wouldn't be surprising. In that room, surrounded by the people he's closest to, William was facing a decision that could redefine everything, from his place in history to the balance of power in the royal household.
I know that in the position I'm in, that's what's required of me to do, and I think...
While the room buzzed with unspoken tension, King Charles sat quietly, his face pale and thoughtful. His health had become a private challenge over the past year. Ever since early 2024, when doctors confirmed he needed ongoing treatment, life had changed for the monarch. Though official statements remained vague, it was clear to those closest to him that he was conserving his energy. Events were quietly canceled, trips delayed, meetings became shorter and more focused. But Charles didn't withdraw completely. He continued to show up for important engagements, smiling for the cameras, standing beside Camilla, greeting well-wishers. To the public, he was doing his best to carry on, but behind the scenes, the king was dealing with something that required all his strength.
Suppress everything about her without suffering the consequences.
The revelation of Queen Elizabeth's wish may have come as a shock, but it also came at a time when Charles had begun planning for the future, quietly, deliberately. Those closest to him say he had started letting go of certain responsibilities, trusting William and Catherine to handle more. And now, with this new twist in the royal narrative, his role might change even faster than expected, ushering in a future that no one had fully prepared for. Camilla sat silently beside King Charles, her expression calm but unreadable. She had worked for years to earn her place as queen consort, overcoming public skepticism, stepping into a highly visible role, and standing firmly by Charles's side through thick and thin. But now, Queen Elizabeth's alleged wish about Catherine seemed to shift the foundation beneath her.
I'm 75 now, and I can't remember anybody.
The late queen had once publicly supported Camilla taking on the title of queen consort, and that support had helped ease the public into accepting her new status. But if Elizabeth had also believed Catherine should one day rule independently, what did that mean for Camilla's long-term place in the monarchy? Whispers began circulating inside the palace. Some wondered whether Camilla's role was always meant to be temporary, a trusted partner during Charles's reign, but not a permanent figure in the line of succession. Others defended her fiercely, pointing out the important work she's done and the stability she's brought to the royal family in recent years. But the doubts had been planted, and even Camilla could sense the shift. She knew that this wasn't just about titles. It was about legacy, influence, and how history would remember her place in the royal timeline.
Maybe thought about it, but no. It was a total shock when it came and very excited.
Catherine, the Princess of Wales, had always managed to walk the fine line between royal duty and public relatability. Her work on mental health, child development, and early education had earned her admiration from across generations. She brought a calm strength to every appearance, and her ability to connect with the public felt genuine, not rehearsed. Now, with whispers of her possibly taking on a bigger role, many wondered if this was the change the monarchy needed. Could Catherine represent a new kind of leadership? One rooted in compassion, modern values, and quiet confidence? Some insiders believed so. They pointed to her growing influence, her impeccable public image, and her ability to gracefully navigate even the most delicate royal matters. But stepping into a ruling role would be a massive shift, not just for Catherine, but for the monarchy itself. It would mean redefining tradition, changing expectations, and possibly redrawing the royal hierarchy. Supporters saw it as progress, critics saw it as risky, but no one could deny that if the rumors were true, Catherine might be the first woman in modern royal history to rule, not just beside the throne, but from it.
The debate concentrating on what we need to give up, what we can't do, which is very negative, and all of us,
With King Charles focusing more on health, Prince William has gradually taken on greater responsibilities. Meetings that were once the king's now fall to him. State events, financial oversight of the Duchy of Cornwall, and key briefings with advisors are now part of his weekly routine. He's not just preparing for the future, he's already living it. Those close to the royal circle say he's more hands-on than ever. He's managing decisions that impact royal estates, overseeing how funds are used, and speaking more frequently on issues that matter to the public, like climate change and mental well-being. But it's not just about public duties. At home, he remains a devoted husband and father, making time for school runs and family dinners despite his growing workload.
a desire to see more change and to highlight wonderful.
William's ability to balance both personal life and royal expectations has impressed many. He's proving that a future monarch doesn't have to be distant or unreachable. He can be present, relatable, and still command respect. The road ahead won't be easy. But if the monarchy is heading toward a new era, one led by William and Catherine, then his recent efforts are setting the tone for what comes next. The royal family stands at a turning point. The alleged wish from Queen Elizabeth has created a ripple effect, one that reaches far beyond Balmoral Castle or Clarence House. It touches every part of the monarchy's future. If Catherine is indeed being positioned for a more direct leadership role, then the way the crown is passed down may be changing. And with King Charles slowing down, the urgency of that decision grows by the day. For Prince William, this is more than duty, it's legacy. He must prepare not only to take over, but to decide whether to share the spotlight with a monarch of equal standing, his own wife. Whatever happens next, one thing is certain: the royal family will never be the same. A quiet conversation at Balmoral may have started a transformation that the world will watch unfold in real time.